Everything is broken, and nothing's going right.
Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder, the only show that you're currently listening to. I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
And it is the annual, unforgettable, unimitable Christmas show. We're breaking with tradition this year, as this is the first Christmas show we've ever recorded sober.
It happens.
Realistically, I'm 37 and I don't have time to get drunk. Like with work schedules.
With our schedules nowadays,
Yeah, when you have 2 days off during the middle of the week, there's not a lot of time for heavy drinking.
Yeah, like, hold on, let me get shit-faced on a Wednesday. Woo! You know.
I mean, not to say that I don't, but occasionally, but it's not time to record because Dave has to work, so.
Yeah.
I thought we'd take this opportunity to do sort of a year in review show, what we usually end up doing for the New Year's show. Because New Year's, I don't know, New Year's is such a non-holiday for me. Like, last year was fun because we did get plastered and shit, but, like, I have to work this year on New Year's, so.
Yeah, I'll be out of town.
What the equivalent of the ball dropping is my first break, so I can go have a cigarette. Like, that's New Year's for me.
Yeah, like,
Happy New Year, let's go smoke. Whoop-a-dee-doo. Yeah.
Like, not my 20s.
I don't know. New Year's has always been a non-holiday to me. Like, I've slept through the last 6 before last year.
On and off, I've slept through a couple of them. But it's like, yeah, if I'm not sleeping, then I'm at like a party where everybody's getting fucking way too hammered. And I'm like, shit. I have to take care of you fucks now.
Yeah, and there's nothing worse than babysitting drunks. Like.
Yeah, well, I mean, unless if you're being nice. Now, if you're being a fucking asshole, like I like to do sometimes, with like, if they stay at a nice, okay level of drunk, then I'll take care of them. But if they start becoming like asshole drunks, then I become the asshole sober guy that fucks with the drunks, and that's hilarious. Yeah,
it's super fun times. I think.
You ever call the cops and make a noise complaint from the party that you're at? And shit like that? Like, just so it makes everybody's asshole pucker like, shit, the cops are here. Like, yeah, that's fun. Because you're like, I'm sober, they ain't gonna do shit to me. Like, fuck you.
I hadn't thought of that, but I would do that. I would be that guy. I would be that guy.
Oh, dude, it's definitely worth it.
I will say that I'm not completely doing this as a teetotaler because I did go up and make a drink for myself. Like, I have to work in a couple hours, so I can't go too strong.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm a very weak screwdriver. Like, I had barely any vodka left, so it's mostly
I think I have like a beer or
juice.
two in my fridge. I guess I could drink one while we're doing this.
I mean, that would be good. Yeah. Just so we can, keep tradition alive in some respect.
We're drinking?
Yes. I don't know. We haven't had the opportunity. I think the last drunk show we did was New Year's last year. Like, we really haven't had the opportunity to do a good drunk show, which I really do enjoy doing a good drunk show.
All right, I'm gonna go wino.
You gonna go wino? Oh, what do you got there? Some White Zinfandel?
Exotic fruits, and this is what open and left closed for like months.
Sweet Lord, we're old. Delicious.
Yep, it's still good.
It's grape juice plus, baby.
Yeah. Which is good when you gotta go to work in like fucking 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me enough time to take a 3-hour nap, sleep it off.
I did have a boozy moment over Christmas. We Ariel and I went to a friend's house. Actually, our friend's grandma's house. This is kind of a weird thing, but our friends Sean and Jeffrey, they're a lovely gay married couple that we work with, and we've actually gotten really close to them in the last year, which is cool. Let's not talk about that.
Half gay.
I don't want to polarize the audience on the
just saying half gay.
Anywho. So we got a chance to become close to them, which has been really great. They're amazing guys.
How close?
Not that close. There's a line, and on this side of it, I'm not gay.
So it's one of them.
Although, like, I swear, like, there are times where I feel we're gay in every way, except, the way that really counts.
You and I are more of a gay couple than the gay couple that you know.
But anyway, we went over to Sean's Nana's house. She's a great old lady. Man, I just love a sassy old lady. Like, sassy old ladies are just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's been very sweet to us, and they've kind of, like, accepted us into their family, which is really fucking cool. But we went over there, and I was having a crappy morning because divorce is shitty, and dealing with issues of time spending is very fucking tedious and upsetting. So I'm not gonna bog the show down with that shit. But it was a rough Christmas. This was the first Christmas after our divorce was final, so it was. It's a different situation. I've never not been there when my daughter woke up for Christmas, and that is a little heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. It fucks with you.
And it sucks when you have to fight with somebody just to get a small amount of time. But whatever. But fuck reality.
But you get it next year, don't you?
I believe so. Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's how we're doing things. So yeah. Anyway, so we went over there, and Sean can be a drinker, and in the best, most fun way. And they had
the functional alcoholic.
Hey man, I wish I could be a functional alcoholic. I'm a non-functional alcoholic. If I'm drinking, I'm not functional.
It's because you're a fucking lush.
I can be a lush.
You become a fucking
I want to love
sassy
you.
fucking tweeny girl.
Let me get some hugs and let's sing songs and let me touch on your bum. That's me as a drunk.
Shit.
So they had a big bottle of Kraken rum, and Sean was like, "You look like you could use a drink," and I was like, "Yeah, I really could. It's been a shitty morning for Christmas." So I poured this concoction that he's been making for me, which is like Diet Dr. Pepper and Kraken, which oddly enough goes really well together. Mm-hmm. Like, I guess it's because like Diet Dr. Pepper is more sweet, I suppose, but like it counters the alcohol well. But I poured this drink, and Dave can attest to my drink making abilities that I often over booze things. Either under or over booze. Like, there's never the right level.
I had to stop making drinks for him because he's like, okay, make me a screwdriver. How do you want it? Half vodka, half orange juice. Make it for him. Oh my god, you put too much vodka in it. It's half, motherfucker. No, it's way more than half. Shut up, pussy. Drink the goddamn thing.
Well, in this respect, like, if the glass is if the glass was 5 inches tall, 3 inches of that was Kraken, and maybe 2 inches of it, actually 1.5, because of course the top of the glass can't be full all the way. And there was ice in there, so maybe an inch of it was Dr. Pepper. Like,
nothing beats those Kosai screwdrivers, because that shit was fucking ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
There was only orange juice in there for a hint of orange flavor and coloring. The rest of it was just straight vodka. And I was like, oh god, I gotta go to work.
What Ariel says about my screwdrivers, like, they have a hint of yellow in them. Vodka with a hint of yellow. Mm-hmm. So I drank this, and immediately I knew, like, oh, I put too much booze in it, but fuck it, I'm in the mood. So, like, I drank it down or whatever, and then I thought, I'm like, oh, I'm totally fine.
This is also Kraken, which you've
never which I don't
before.
drink on a regular basis or anything like that. It's much stronger than I would realize it would be. So I went out and had a cigarette, and was fine, sat down for a while, and then it was time to get up and get food.
Yeah.
And I'd been sitting for about 5 minutes, and I stood up, and I got punched in the face by Kraken.
This is the best part.
I got a tentacle bitch slap.
Oh, motherfucker.
That shit just, like, hit me like a fucking freight train. Like, it's insidious how strong it can be. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a lightweight drinker by any stretch of the imagination. Like, I'm a big dude, and I can take alcohol, but that shit hit me in the face. Yeah. Like,
plus, you haven't drank.
Yeah, and I don't drink on a regular basis anymore.
Like we used to. Like, used to be one of those, like, well, it's our, once 6th of the month, boozy, drinky time. Hey, what are you doing? Are you drunk? No. Okay.
If there's one thing I could say I missed the most, like, if we're talking about the year in review, the one thing I could say I missed the most is, like, having all of our friends, like, in close proximity. Because, like, this year we lost, Vicky to moving away.
I was about to say, she's not dead. She's
not dead. Obviously, no. She did. She did just have a baby, though. So congratulations on that.
So she's kind of dead.
Dead inside, I'm sure. But no.
Well, they did come out. They had to split it.
They had a boy.
Orlin.
Anyway, so congratulations to the original Basement Babe. I know she's very happy right now. But yeah, like, we lost Vicky to moving away. Stanley moved kind of, like, further away too.
The other side of Columbus, basically.
Yeah, and we hardly ever get to see and stuff. And, like, with work schedules, it's just like I do miss those times where we could just all be together and hang out and drink. And,
on the weekends. When we all had time off.
Yeah, we all had time off and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I do miss that, but
yeah.
I don't know. We've gotten a lot more in return and respect that. Like, I'm so much more at peace this year than I was this time last year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just bring this up because we were talking about like what were we doing this time last year, and this time last year was just a total clusterfuck.
Yeah, that was fun.
We were disassembling the basement slowly as to try not to like make my daughter suspicious.
I
that it
was trying
happening.
to
Like,
get through finals with, which I found out later to be somehow I believe I contracted mono.
Yeah.
So I was trying to like take down the basement, get through finals, and have fucking death illness.
I was starting a new job and trying to figure out how to like have a divorce talk with my 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, good.
it was a stress, and then moving. We were
Yeah.
moving all through Christmas.
Yeah, because that was the other thing too.
And
Trying to
Sa-
figure out
Sandy
what
was
was going to
moving at
happen.
that time,
yeah,
too,
what was going to
yeah.
happen? Like if I was where I was going to be staying and stuff. So it was like,
Oh, it's gonna be right with me, buddy.
But I mean, that wasn't a for sure thing because
No.
of the setup. You know, it was kind of one of those like we're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this could go many one of ways.
It was a very tumultuous Christmas season last year.
Yeah.
But this year has been a year of rebuilding, and a year of like getting things together and like positive steps forward for everybody. Like you have a good job, I have a good job. Like we're in a good place.
Yep.
We're doing better with consistency and getting recording done. We've done some good shows, had some fun, wiggled some weenies, that sort of thing. It's been a fun time.
All good stuff.
Yeah. I thought I would, for the fuck of it, I would pull up last year's show of this time.
Wow.
So I think we actually did record a show on this day.
Mm-hmm.
No, 5 days before.
Okay.
So on the 21st is when we recorded the Christmas show last year.
Mm-hmm.
But so that show doesn't really count because we were very drunk. So let's go with the first show we recorded of 2017. What were we talking? What do you think we were talking about on that show?
Oh.
This is what the promo that I wrote for the show was. Dave and I are back with our first show of 2017. We talked the highs and lows of 2016, my recent trip to the emergency room, because I remember I was actually sick at this time last year.
Who you were?
I had collapsed like at work and shit when I was working at the gas station,
Yep.
and spent like the day after Christmas in the fucking ER.
Yep.
And our holiday cards, which we didn't do this year.
Ah.
So that's what we were talking about at this time last year. Yeah, I had a couple people ask me about Christmas cards. To be honest, I just don't have time. I hand drew every one of those for the last 2 years, and I don't have time.
Yeah.
I love doing it. It's a lot of fun, and I love the reactions that people have to them and stuff. It's really great.
Don't nearly have the time we
I
used to.
just don't fucking have time to do it. So, it is what it is.
Yep.
But dude, we accomplished a lot.
Maybe
this
we'll
year,
do pictures next year and actually.
I would love. You know what?
I?
I would like. My dream to always do this is like for us to get like those old school like Walmart picture studio pictures done.
With the sweaters where you're sitting behind one
like
another,
Will Ferrell and fucking John Riley and shit.
John C.
Like
Reilly, yeah.
us with like sweaters and our masks on, like making those faces for those classic. That would be the greatest fucking thing.
I'll do it
ever.
next year if you want to do it.
I would so do that.
Do it, yeah. That shit would be hilarious. Just like
Can you imagine the look on the face of whoever's taking
like
this picture?
turtlenecks.
Like,
I want turtlenecks too. Like fucking horrible sweaters, turtlenecks. Like like that old fucking style. Not even like Walmart ones. The
Sears Portrait Studio.
No, the one like the used to be the model one.
Glamour shots?
Yeah,
Oh,
old school
glamour
like
shot.
glamour shots.
Fucking blown out and fuzzy and
Yeah.
shit. Make you look pretty. You know,
Yeah.
my first ex-wife had glamour shots pictures and she was still ugly. Like, what does it say about my own taste? But, it was a dark time in my life.
My grandmother and my mom did glamour shots, and all I can say is hot pink cowboy outfits.
Oh,
and stones.
no.
I was like, sweet Christ. Holy shit. There's that classic pose where they got the collars and shit like that. And I was like, all I could hear playing in my head was like Rhinestone Cowboy. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, we'll do that.
I think that sounds like
That would be
fucking
awesome.
solid plan.
So if you guys want those, start letting us know
Yeah,
now.
please,
so
yeah.
that way we could be like, okay, so I know how many to make. That's gonna be glorious. That's gonna
We'll just get a really big one and frame it and hang it down here
Yeah.
in the studio.
That was glorious. Fucking just, oh man, like just and the worst hairstyles too, like the fucking
Yeah,
like
just combed
slicked
over,
over
yeah.
slides, like. That cheesy ass fucking creepy smile they have you do. Like, smile, no bigger, smile bigger.
I just
want to
always
see your
picture
tonsils.
I always picture the Step Brothers one.
Yeah, no, that
that's the one that always pops in my
Man, I
head.
wonder if we could like craze our hair out like that.
My hair does not curl.
Even
I want to take care of it so it won't fall out.
Yeah, even if I did, I don't have enough of it for it to do that. So I'm just gonna go with the
some like
slicked
Afro
over,
wigs or something.
just the slicked over side look, like with the S curl. And, yeah,
I think that would be a lot.
that would be cool.
So since we're doing year end, one of the things I wanted to go through was the top domestic grossing box office movies of the year.
Yep.
I was really sad when I looked at this list because I've only seen two of these movies. This has not been a year for us to go see movies. I just don't fucking have time.
Well, I was gonna say I've seen most of this list.
Yeah.
You know, the ones I haven't, I just didn't give a fuck about. So,
of course, this is domestic, and this is according to BoxOfficeMojo.com, so you have credit. So we'll start with the 10th and go, in ascending order. So the number 10 top box office grossing movie of domestic of 2017, The Fate of the Furious. I have not seen this, nor will I ever.
I usually see them, and I've seen all of them except for this one. I don't know. I guess for me, it was just like one of those things. Like when Paul Walker died, a part of me kind of died for wanting to give a fuck about this series anymore, though, because it's like, to me, it's hard because like when one of the essential cast dies, how do you keep this going? Because now I don't know, the story has gotten so like away from what it was originally that it's like every film I like slowly just lost more and more of me. And then when he passed away, it was like, okay, well, he was the main guy. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, Vin Diesel. No, this motherfucker, other than one of them, was in every one of them.
Yeah. I don't give a shit about Tyrese Gibson either.
No, and then that shit came about, too. The whole fucking
ridiculous.
The Rock and fucking Tyrese fucking screaming around like a little bitch because his fucking woman's trying to take his kid and shit, and like his album sucked and all kinds of shit. It was
I don't care.
Fucking stupid. But yeah, I don't know. Like one day I'll go see it and stuff, but like they've added so many people to it now that it's like, what the fuck? Like you've got Kurt Russell. This one had Charlize Theron. It's got, Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham. It even had Luke Evans, like he was back in it again and shit like that. It had fucking another one who played their mom. Like it's so far beyond whatever the fuck it originally was that I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Like, you've lost me.
Yeah, I just like, I've never cared about, like, car movies don't really do anything for me. They never have.
I had a period where I was into like street race cars and stuff like that. Like I was into like drift racing, that type of stuff. Like more so drift racing than it was necessarily like street racing, because that was like, yeah, that's super fucking illegal. And I always thought drift racing was cool because, the skill that those guys had. So I was into the movies because I liked the cars that they had and some of the stunts, like car work they did. But yeah, like I said, as it got even away from that, like now it's like Mission Impossible with cars.
Yeah, and God, I don't care.
And I'm like, okay, kind of done.
I just, like, I don't know, like, it's just full of a lot of people, like, it's got some people that I like are in there, but most of those people I don't like. Apart from a few exceptions, I find Vin Diesel to be completely unwatchable.
Yeah. The problem too is like even with Dwayne Johnson in it now, they have him literally play like a stereotype of like he's just this super, like Hobbs is just this super jacked fucking guy who's like, I'm all muscle, swole, and they make him out like he's fucking Superman, like he just basically, Yeah,
I just couldn't give a fuck. So it made 225, 764, 765 domestically.
Yeah.
So not bad at all.
Yep.
So that's it for that one. Number 9.
Yep.
Logan.
Which I have seen that one.
I have not, and I hate the fact that I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that one you need to see. Like, it's on film. I've thought about just buying it so we can watch it, so you can actually see it. But, like, that one was amazing. Like, as far as, like, a comic book movie of that list, I still think that's one of the best comic book movies because, fuck, that story-wise, it was one of the best ones.
Yeah. It looked amazing. I've heard nothing but good things about it, like literally nothing. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about it. I really do want to see it. It's just one of those that was in the theater at a time where I just could not go.
Yeah.
It passed me by, and then I just kind of, there was so much coming out this year, comic book movie-wise, I just couldn't concentrate on it.
Yeah. Plus, it's hard, too, because that's the final one. Like,
Yeah,
that's the goodbye performance for both of them, too. Like, not even just Hugh Jackman, but it was also for
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart and shit. So it was like, you know.
That one did 226,277,068. Nice. So not bad at all. Mm-hmm. Number 8, Despicable Me 3. That one did 264,624,300, and I don't care.
I've never seen any of the Despicable Me's.
I've seen the first one.
I've heard they're funny. Yeah, I've heard they're good and stuff, but it spawned Minions, and I fucking can't stand those things because it's literally like, you know what they remind me of? The stupid little aliens from Toy Story. That's what they are. Is like they just were everywhere.
They're awful and insidious and like just everywhere. And that I saw the first one and like it was a novelty and it's funny and like Steve Carell is got a charm.
But it's kind of like almost like the Shrek thing. Like
I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
like I didn't really care that much in the first place, and I really don't care now.
Yeah.
So that existed. So number 7, a polarizing movie for a lot of people, and one that we've talked a lot about in the last few months, Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
You guys already pretty much know how I feel about Thor Ragnarok. I'm not gonna.
I mean, I'm not surprised it's on the list.
No,
it deserves to be on the list, but you know, it is what it is.
It's a polarizing movie for a lot of fans, especially for us. Like, it really just did not live up to any expectation that I had or any hope that I had. Because I hate to say expectation, but, like, hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one did 309,444,758. So, whew, that's a big jump between 8 and 7. That's like a $40 million jump, almost 50.
Yeah.
Number 6, It, which I saw, but you did not.
I have not seen that one. You did, though.
I'm a Stephen King fan. I love the original TV movie. They were very smart because you can't imitate Tim Curry and you can't make that performance, so they made it different.
They did.
Bill Skarsgård created a character all his own. He did a fine job.
I feel like it's so different from what I've seen and what people have told me that, like, They went in a completely different way as far as like Tim Curry had the traditional creepy clown, like the the very like traditional mainstream, but then Bill Skarsgård's clown was very like that antiquated,
he was very like an 1800s clown.
1800 clown, very disturbing, very heavy into a lore, more so than in the Tim Curry one where it was very that extraterrestrial-ish kind of thing. This one was very much more about like an urban legend that really scared the fuck out of people.
The nice thing about this is like it's one of the few cases where I will argue that CG is necessary for a story, because like the thing is that a lot of stuff that's described in King books is very fantastical and difficult to reproduce, and this did a fine job at reproducing those things. And just Skarsgård's performance is amazing. The kids in this movie are just fucking amazing. Like literally, a good portion of them were ones from the Stranger Things show, which I probably won't ever watch. But like, it's just a thing, we talked about this before.
I tried, and I got like 2, maybe 3 episodes in, and I haven't went back to watching it.
I know,
it's just like,
but no, it like these child actors of this generation. Like, if this is the example of this generation, then it's one of the best I've ever seen. Yeah. Because all of these kids were spot on. Yeah. And just really, really good.
And from what I heard too, they were a little bit closer to what actually happens in the books.
And to some respect, but like the book is very strange. Like, there's a lot of alien shit in there. There's a big fucking giant turtle. Like, it's a weird book.
Yeah, and there's also a rape scene.
Yeah, it's not okay. Like, they say it's a rape scene.
It's not a rape scene. It's like a gangbang scene.
It's basically Beverly has sex with all the guys to make them men, essentially. Like, it's a weirdly written thing. But when you read the book, like, I understand what he was doing. Yeah. Because it's like, this was kind of like the anti-Stand By Me, like, in some respects. Like, this is very much like Stand By Me, but in a more horror way.
Yeah.
and it's about coming of age and the teenage fantasy and like becoming a man and stuff. So I get it; it makes sense in the context of the book. You couldn't film it.
No, God, no.
Because it's very not okay.
Not okay in the least. Actually, from what I remember when the book came out, that was a very not okay thing. They were like, I'm sorry, you wrote
It's
what
very
now?
controversial.
Yeah.
But it was excellently well done, and I'm like super fucking jazzed to see this second part.
And that was the other thing I think that people said was really smart of them, too, was that they split it into two
There's
parts.
too much story to tell.
There's
You can't.
too much.
Yeah.
And, like, I've heard that that's some of the only negatives to the original was, like, it was a longer
It's
movie.
a TV movie.
It's a TV movie, so they were able to do it
Miniseries, yeah.
longer. But even then, they still wasn't quite enough, so...
It both makes you really reappreciate the original and then love this one for a different sort of reason. Like,
you can love both of them. You don't have to be like
easily.
one or the other. This one fucked this one over kind of thing. Like,
I highly recommend. It's one of the best movies I saw all year. I would say. So that one did 327,481,748,
which is good for a horror movie.
Yeah.
To like,
oh god, yeah.
crack that top
crack
10
300
of the year.
million. Yeah,
well, I mean,
come
just
on.
and that,
So then we're to top 5.
Yeah.
Number 5, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I have not seen this.
Which I have seen that one, and it was it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I am not a huge Spider-Man fan. So I was going into it kind of reluctantly, but I felt because I've seen pretty much every movie of the, the Marvel Cinematic stuff that I needed to see it. So that way I could at least see what, story progression they did.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised. I will say again, Tom Holland does an amazing job as, Peter. Like, he's great as Spider-Man. That's given. But I think he is one of the better Peter Parker performances I've seen. I mean, of course, you've got fucking Robert Downey Jr. as Stark and stuff. But that wasn't nearly as fucking, like, Iron Man slapped down your throat as you'd think there would have been.
Yeah.
So that was good. You saw a bunch of Happy, which
Yeah.
was good. But honestly, I think the best performance in that one for me is Michael Keaton as Vulture.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but universal praise on Michael Keaton.
He's amazing. Like, he is so... And the story's really good. Like, it's a really well-rounded story. But he's just a good villain. And it's a good villain that they didn't do what normally Marvel does, which is kill off their villains. And there's a scene, the car scene, and everybody votes that that is one of the best scenes ever. And that is an intense scene between two characters because it's not their alter egos. It's like between Peter and I can't remember what his name is, but like the Vulture character, and like it's really good. Like, it's one of those, like, it would be more equated to not Superman, Lex Luthor, the villain. It was like more like Clark and like Luthor, the person, going at it. Like basically like one of those, like, I know who you are, you know who I am, and they're basically playing that like say what you need to say around the thing. And it was one of the better things I've seen. There was some good stuff in it CG wise. They did some really good stuff with him. They played his age really well. I mean, it was a good movie. It was one of the better Spider-Man movies I've seen. Like, you know me, I'm not a huge Tobey Maguire Spider-Man fan.
No.
I give it its credit because it was the first one. Well, I give the first one credit.
I like the second one.
The second one I like because it had the better villain. Not taking anything away from the villain in the first one.
No, Willem Dafoe's amazing, but he's a cartoon character. Like,
it's that costume. It's that goddamn costume and how they
Power
made him.
Rangers costume.
Yeah, they made him act in it. It was fucking stupid. You had chances to have a great villain, and you kind of floundered on that one.
Yeah.
Second one to me is a better thing. The third one's fucking atrocious. But the problem is like even through the first one, I didn't find Tobey Maguire all that.
He's got the Dorcas Malorcas factor down, but past
to me
that,
it was like way too much like a Screech. Think of all those like nerdy kids that you saw in all those shows.
Yeah.
That's what they played him up too much in that.
Yeah.
And it was like very like okay. No, I didn't So, I mean, that was my thoughts on it.
Yeah. So that one did 334,201,140.
Mm-hmm.
So now I will say that out of the top 5 currently, 3 are comic book movies. So that's saying something.
Yeah.
And then that I would say that likely one of these is going to move up because it came out the most recently and it's making a shitloads of money. So you could probably guess what it is, but I'm not going to do that one yet. So number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I have not seen this.
I have, and I'm still going to say I like the first one better. And, I mean, this one pushed the story along. It, I don't know, it did what it needed to do to push, the grand universe along and all kinds of stuff. But to me, they played too much on fucking cutesy Groot. I didn't like it. They basically are like, oh, everybody loves Baby Groot, so that's what we're going to give them is lots of Baby Groot and shit. And then, Mantis was weird. Dave Bautista as fucking Drax is awesome though. I felt
Inspired
like he was great. He got to do more in this one. And you know what? Yondu was great for me. Honestly, this is another one of the ones where it was like the secondary characters were better than the main characters.
Yeah.
Because Yondu, Drax, there's some other ones in there that they were better. Their stories were better. I'm sorry, but fucking I love Chris Pratt, and I love Zoe Saldana. She's amazing and stuff. But Nebula. I love Nebula's stuff in this too, and theirs was good between them. But the stuff between, Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, and pretty much anyone he dealt with, it's just a snore fest for me. I just didn't give a fuck. It was one of those, okay, yeah. And it was
I remember, when I first saw the trailer for it, I was, really excited, and then, the more trailers I saw, the less excited I got, and then I just sort of didn't go see it. It's on Netflix now, and I have been kind of thinking I'm going to watch it.
You should watch it. Make your own and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It's good. It's a good all-around movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those, visually, musically, everything. You'll enjoy it. It's good. You'll fucking shovel fucking tons of popcorn down your mouth, enjoying it. But I define you to pick out a handful of moments that are that define that movie that are you'll remember forever and stuff like that. It's hard. To me, it really wasn't that. You know, there wasn't that much in it. So
I get that. That one did 389,813,101. So, whew, good lord.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, and this is the one that is definitely going to be moving, I would assume, and probably going to end up being number 1 eventually, but not at the moment. Number 3, currently, as of the time of the writing of this article, Star Wars The Last Jedi. I haven't seen it, and I don't have any interest in seeing it.
Honestly, I don't know if it will go to number 1.
If I'm looking at these numbers, it'll at least go to number 2.
It might go to number 2. The problem is there is a big, big backlash on this movie.
Yeah, there is. There's definitely a huge backlash on it.
A kind that can really hurt the numbers and stuff like that. Because usually something like this, like a Force Awakens, a lot of it would have been repeat people going over and over to see it. Especially because they're Star Wars fans. They would go numerous amounts of times. I'd say about maybe not necessarily half, but close to it of the fan base is not happy with this movie. You saw
Mark
they signed.
Hamill's not happy about it.
Yeah, they signed petitions to have Disney can eradicate it from canon. Basically, they wanted them to remake this.
I'm just gonna say that this is fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up, nerds.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I don't need to be that guy to hate on my fellow nerds, but shut the fuck up. I didn't care about some of the stuff that happened in the Abrams Star Wars movie, Star Trek movies. I'm not gonna be from existence. It hurts my feelings to say this. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fucking fuck up. I hate you for this. You are the worst kind of nerd.
It is one of those things, but the fan base is there, so they're they've gotten petitions to do it. But the thing is,
you have a petition to scratch my balls. I don't fucking care.
That's what I'm saying. It shows how much people didn't like it, but I don't know, because they bitched about Force Awakens. for what it was, and then they're bitching about The Last Jedi for what it was. But honestly, I feel I agree with some of their points, because it is like there are things that were done in the movie where I feel like if that was the case, then you should have just done something completely different. As far as like, if this is what you were gonna do, you should have just started from scratch. Like, yeah.
I get it. Like, when I hear that shit like that, like, I read that fucking story about, I'm like, really? Do you really think it's gonna fucking matter? Like, every goddamn Star Wars fan on the earth could sign this fucking petition, and Disney would
George
just be
Lucas could sign the fucking petition, and it'd still be like, yeah.
Mickey Mouse would throw his giant dick on the table, like, fuck you, friends!
Yeah,
suck my big old mouse cock! Like,
it doesn't matter.
Don't fucking care. It's a movie. It happened. Get over it.
Obviously, it made the money that they wanted them to make. So.
Obviously, you motherfuckers paid to see it. Like, and they knew you would, because anything that they slap that Star Wars name on, you're gonna fucking go out there in droves to see it.
Yep. And then, I mean, it happened.
So
now the problem is it gonna hurt the next one?
I don't care.
Like, well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's the thing. Is it, like, how bad is this going to hurt the next one?
Not, because it's a Star Wars movie, and they'll forget, like, fucking every time. Like, okay, how much did The Phantom Menace hurt the second fucking prequel? None. It made more money.
Yeah, like, it made more money, yeah.
Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, they gave us 3 shitty prequels, and we still were like, ready when they fucking made more. Like,
that's true, because I still went and saw the Clone Wars.
Exactly.
God damn it.
It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. Like, it's Star Wars, and motherfucking mouth breathers will go see it. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, just like every time they put out a Star Trek movie, I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I don't necessarily agree with the choices that got made either. I'm not starting petitions, and I'm not fucking bitching. Here, take my money, I'm going to watch it and make my own thoughts about it.
Because every movie's a chance to do better.
Exactly.
So, yeah. No,
so whatever, it is what it is. It made 397,271,356 so far.
Yep.
And it only came out on the 15th, which was about 10 days ago.
Yeah.
So it's going to go up.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to take the number 2 spot at some point. Maybe number 1. So number 2, and this is the one on the list that I haven't seen that I'm the maddest about not seeing.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I can understand that.
I'm the maddest at myself for not being able to see this one. It really just was in a theater at the time where I could not fucking go to the movies.
Yeah.
So, I've heard nothing but great things. I very much want to see it. I've actually considered just buying it.
You should. It's amazing. I love it. Mike Watson will disagree vehemently, but, you know, that's fine.
I love you, Mike, but we don't agree on a lot of things movie-wise.
Yeah, his lists when it comes to, like, things that he thinks are great, I'm very much like, I think you're smoking crack in a basement buddy.
Should we do this? Should I find one of these lists? Because I kind of want to find one of these lists.
Oh, okay, we'll find one after the thing.
All right, go ahead.
So, Wonder Woman was amazing. Wonder Woman was what actually... I feel like Wonder Woman is the one big glaring slap in the face that Marvel has been doing. Marvel has not put out a definitively amazing comic book female lead movie. And they've never. Like, that's the thing. They hadn't, you know, of the new Marvel Universe stuff, like, in the past, I don't know. But, like, from the, like, Iron Man on, their biggest star, female-wise, was fucking Scarlett Johansson.
Who is a character who's not remotely integral to the story.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there have been fans clamoring for it, like, oh, yeah, and stuff. But I'm like, you know what, honestly, what I feel like is if they had started this off with a different female character, like if Scarlet Witch had been in there, or, you know, She-Hulk, or any one of the other female characters, and they had gone through the whole thing without getting a movie, I feel like the fans would have done the same thing. I honestly do not feel like it's because her story is so, like, amazing. And we are about to finally get the first one in Captain Marvel.
I don't know how confident I am that it's going to be good.
And that's the thing. Like, it's interesting because it's going to be a key thing in the universe, because from what I hear, they're going to be dealing with Skrulls. And Skrulls is not a small thing. Like, yeah, okay, Kree, you can kind of downplay Kree a little bit, but Skrulls have been a major part across the galactic Marvel universe and stuff, because, you know, You've had the Fantastic Four deal with them. You've had the Avengers deal with them. You've had pretty much any character that's done anything in the universe, like space, deal with the Skrulls because they are your quintessential evil alien race.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so she's bringing them in, so that's going to be interesting. But I don't know. As much as I love that character, one, that's a second run character. Mm-hmm. That's not the original. But the original is going to be in it, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. They're going to kind of do it like they did with Ant-Man. Yeah. They're going to kind of do something of that nature. But the problem is it's... I don't know. Is she going to be that Wonder Woman equivalent female character for them? Because Wonder Woman, I mean, was an amazing character. Like, she's an amazing character in the books. She was an amazing character in the movies. Like, she was the runaway for Batman v Superman. Mm-hmm. And for me, I still feel like she was amazing in Justice League, And her movie was fucking just, wow. It was one of those things for that movement. It did what it needed to do.
No, I agree. And, Marvel just... I don't think Marvel has handled female characters all that well.
Female characters and villains are Marvel's two weak spots.
Yeah.
They cannot play... They kill off every villain and they play every female character at one point or another as the damsel in distress that completely defeats the purpose of the character.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the Black Widow, Banner, Hulk relationship thing, how did you feel about that? Did that feel like that was even really needed to happen?
No. That felt pointless.
Yeah, it felt kind of weird. It felt really huh?
Yeah.
I could see a friendship. I could see a friendship with the Hulk and being that kind of Betty thing to it. But they played it very weirdly.
Yeah, I get that.
So, I don't know. They just haven't done a good job. Their stuff on TV has been better.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Wonder Woman did 412,563,408, getting into number 2. And then number 1, I don't know how much either one of us are going to have to say about this. Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, so I know a bunch of people that loved this because, one, they said it was really good. The actors were good choices and stuff, but this was also kind of a step for Disney, a definitive step because one of the characters was gay. Was the fucking what's his face's little Pudley friend and shit was played by Josh Gad. And they did a really good job. Now it wasn't just slap bang, hey, he's gay kind of thing, but it was very much okay, it's there and stuff. And that's never really for Disney. That's a big thing. That's a big step for Disney to say, hey. Okay. Yeah. So I know people were really polarized by that. But honestly, for me, I didn't like the CG for the Beast.
Oh, God,
he looked like shit.
He looks incredibly CG and not great either.
No. The problem was it was they took two different things and tried to fuse them together. They took the body from the Beast from the animated, but they looked like they took the face from Ron Perlman's Beauty and the Beast show, and it was the Beast in the animated had a snout, was very feral, the horns, the whole bang and stuff like that looked like a beast. This one was too. There was too much human in
this is the thing. This is the thing that pisses me off repeatedly about movies is they think that the beastly characters have to be human faced.
Yeah.
This is a fucking thing, and I don't understand this, and I never have. This was a big problem when they did the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and they did the Lizard. He looked fucking stupid.
No, because the Lizard is supposed to be almost alligator-ish and stuff, and it was just very much which sucked, because again, that was a great actor, did a really great job in the role. Mm-hmm. The CG was fucked up on the face because the body was perfect.
Oh, yeah, the body was awesome.
The body was amazing. But yeah, it was he's a beast, a creature. He's supposed to incite fear. That's the thing. Honestly, that beast falling, fucking Belle falling for that fucking beast.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, in order for the story to work, she has to fall for him, despite the fact that he's a hideous fucking monster. But he's not all that hideous. That's the problem.
Yeah.
He's like monstrous with a kind of normal guy-looking face, except for it's fuzzy.
I felt like you remember that movie Beastly?
Yeah,
yeah. I felt like the guy in there who was more.
Terrible.
Yeah, it is. But I felt like the guy in there looked more fucked up, and he was still in a human form than the beast.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, it was like fucking, like softcore furry fucking, it reminded me of Cats.
Yeah.
Like how the Cats still had a very human face, and it's like, that's not a beast. Now, there was a French version that was done around the same time.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix. If I'm going to watch a new updated version of Beauty and the Beast,
that one looks so much better.
I'm going to watch that one because that one is not the Disney version. That is the fucking, the true version. And the Beast in there is fucking just crazy bestial looking. And the actor who plays him is amazing because it's the guy from the Brotherhood of the Wolf, Vincent Castle?
Yeah.
And he's an amazing French actor, so...
Yeah. But I just, it wasn't one I had any real desire to see.
This is the thing, though. Like, now Disney's rehashing all of their fucking animated.
Yeah, they're bringing everything out of the vault and
action.
making it live action.
Yeah, like, I forget what the next one is. I've seen it, like, previews for it or some shit like that.
Yeah,
but, like, that's the thing, is, like, the new... And you know what? Some of them, it's cool. Some of them, I'd be like, oh, that's... Not all of them. They don't all need to be rehashed in live action.
I'm not a Disney person, really, like Disney File or anything like that.
Well, you saw what happened. The Cinderella one flopped.
Yeah, it did.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like one of those, like, not all of them need to be redone. Like, the Jungle Book one, I could see why they did it. Mm-hmm. It was cool. The Beast one, Beauty and the Beast, I could see it. If they did a Little Mermaid one, that would be... They're probably going to. Yeah. But, I mean, I understand that one.
Yeah.
They're doing the Aladdin one.
Yeah, with Will Smith as the genie.
Again, this is... Okay, for me, because I just went and saw Jumanji.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those things that it's hard for me because it's like... No matter what, no matter how old I get, how far away from when he passed and stuff like that, there are still things that it's like, for me, that will forever be stamped Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Like Jumanji, that's stamped Robin Williams. The Genie from Aladdin, that is stamped, certifiable Robin Williams for me. So for somebody else to try and take it, I was even kind of a dick about it in the animated when Robin Williams wasn't doing the voice for it.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't want to see it.
Yeah, it was Dan Castellaneta.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like...
Homer Simpson fan.
Yeah, I was like, sorry.
Don't care.
Yeah, and so... There are things in it that I could imagine happening that I remember from the animated that would be really cool. Like, the genie stuff would be cool. The tiger, the monkey, the parrot, that, like, those characters would be really cool. Some of the stuff, but... I don't know, I feel like it's going to be a mix of, like, Aladdin mixed with, like, Assassin's Creed, kind of shit, where he's like, he's free running over buildings and jumping and shit like that, and I'm like, I don't know how much of a fuck I'm going to give here.
Not
like,
a solitary one.
Okay, so.
That one was $504,014,165.
Yeah.
Which that actually sort of surprises me that was the number one of the year. Like, I don't really remember when it was out hearing that much about it. But it's Disney, so I guess it doesn't really surprise me.
I was surprised Despicable Me 3's even on there, but that's the thing, man. Those kids...
I would have said the same thing.
Those kids' movies make bank, but you don't hear about them because they're not like one of those, like, they're critically reviewed and stuff like that. But no, kids' movies, family movies... will fucking make bank.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how many choices do families have to be like, shit, we want to take the kids to go see a movie. What are our choices? Because honestly, up until a certain age, you can't even really be like, let's go take them to see a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like, as much as family-friendly as Marvel tries to portray itself, there's still a lot of destruction and action and stuff like that. So
it's true. I mean, I don't know. Like, movie-wise this year, it has not been... like an active movie watching year for me. Like, I've watched some stuff on TV and I've watched a few movies in the theater, but like,
it sucked because for me this was supposed to be the year for us to like we had Wonder Woman, Logan, Justice League, Thor Ragnarok, like all the movies that we could have ever wanted came out this year.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, either A, we didn't get to see them, or B, I was disappointed by them.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was amazing. Logan was amazing. I love Justice League. Suck a fucking dick. I don't care what you think on it. But Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy fucking, to me, were like, meh. I'm more excited now for Black Panther. For me, I think Black Panther is going to be the winner of the Marvel movies for me this year.
Seems like it.
I don't know, because right now at the top ranking for Marvel for me is Spider-Man Homecoming. It beat out Thor and fucking Guardians because it was more solid of a movie and there was better performances. That was true to characters.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see. Actually, well, I don't even think Black Panther doesn't even count because it's in February. So for me, Homecoming was the best Marvel this year.
There are no more major releases for this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Black Panther and then Infinity War. And the thing is, it's like I'm not even really that excited for Infinity War.
No, my dick is like a fucking windsock for Infinity War. Like, that trailer did nothing for me whatsoever.
I mean, I'm excited to... There are certain things I saw in it that look good, like the Wakanda stuff with, grizzled man Steve Rogers looks awesome, and there are stuff like that looks good, but then there are so many things that I'm just like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about Iron Man anymore. Kill him. Kill him off, please. I love Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, but kill that fucking character, please. Like, you've basically he is the fucking son of the Marvel Universe, and I want you to snuff
Marvel
that
Jesus. We
get
get it.
And that motherfucker needs to be snuffed the fuck out.
Yeah, and big pink bubblegum Thanos just made my dick
really,
soft.
yeah, that one really kind of killed it for me because it was like, it did not. It was a very different Thanos that I was expecting to see, because like every Thanos we've seen is the very traditional looking Thanos, and then he shows up in fucking like a wetsuit vest, kind of like bald head, sleeveless shirt,
looking like he's been in the sun too long.
like, what's up? I just hit, from the fucking intergalactic beach, came down, I'm gonna wreck your world a little, then I'm gonna go hit the waves with my bros, kind of thing, and you're like, what the fuck?
Gonna go get a fucking smoothie.
Yeah, and most of the action scenes I'm seeing against him are coming from Spider-Man and Iron Man, which I'm like, these are the two least motherfuckers that need to be fighting Thanos.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, one's in a fucking suit that could be crumpled like a bitch by Thanos, and the other one is a 15-year-old kid in, again, a suit that could be crumpled.
The thing with Darkseid and Thanos is that the regality is part of what makes them intimidating. Mm-hmm. The intimidating air, the fact that they're very otherworldly, the fact that they're very above. And this dude bro looking motherfucker that was bubblegum pink with a fucking sleeveless shirt on, he did not have any air of regality whatsoever.
No. Which sucks because I love the guy they picked to play him.
Yeah, I like Brolin. Brolin
is amazing. Like, everything I've seen up until this trailer with Brolin as Thanos, amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he was spot on. The tone, the cadence, everything, all of that as Thanos. Great stuff. Beach Boys, Thanos hits the fucking, the fucking area, and I'm like, what the fuck? Now, I'm still going to wait until another trailer comes out. I need another trailer or two to showcase more stuff of, like, Thanos and, like, the Black Order and all that stuff. Like, if I don't see something better from these other trailers...
we have a problem.
Then we have a problem, at least on my end.
Yeah.
Because I probably just won't go see it. I'll go see it, but I won't go see it, like, opening weekend like I would normally.
I won't care about going to see it.
Yeah, I'll just be like, well, I'll see it when I see it, But if I see a trailer that gives me something other than that... Because, they touted, like, oh, we're going to have 63 characters, like 63 of fucking the known characters throughout the movies and stuff like that. So far, I've seen probably, like, less than 20.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're going to have to show me more.
And none that I care about.
Yeah. I would say about, like, less than 10 of them I care about, like...
Yeah.
I liked Wong and Doctor Strange and basically everybody in the Wakanda scene I liked, except for fucking Scarlett Johansson and her weirdly blonde hair now.
We'll get into that shit again, but yeah, there it is.
Vision. Love Vision.
So we got our box office year in review, and it was a good year for movies for a lot of people. It wasn't for me, but I get it.
It was a great year for nerds.
Yeah, it was a good year. Okay, that's debatable.
No. I'm not saying like quality, but quantity.
Quantity, yeah, absolutely.
Quantity, it was a great year because what is it? 7 out of the 10 movies there are comic book movies.
Yeah,
and whether we liked them or we didn't.
it still counts.
It still counts, and across the boards, fans are happy because that's saying something.
No, of course.
Yeah. So
we're getting towards the end. I want to quickly mention that the Vigilance Kickstarter has 42 hours left to go, so less than 2 days. As of right now, actually, I need to refresh it because I think it just changed. $5,958. We're just $42 shy of $6,000. I don't know what the 6,000 goal is. Let me see if I can.
Does he have one for the 6,000?
I think, but let me see. But yeah, anywho.
Is he going to do more push-ups or something?
Is he going to make more fucking top 10 lists that irritate the piss out of me? Looks like a digital art book, pinup designs, and test pages are the $6,000 one.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know, we love that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that, but I love like sketch stuff at the back of my comics.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing that creative process sometimes. Because like honestly, most of the time you don't get to. You just kind of like, here's the finished product. But man, sometimes I love seeing like those alternate like design concepts they went with.
Yeah.
For me, sometimes I'm like, why didn't you go with that? Like, you know, Fenris from Dragon Age 2 or like other characters, like their whole looks were different. And it's like one of those, man, I would have loved to have seen that look and how that worked out. So,
well, since we're doing lists, can you give me a top 5 TV shows of the year for you? Because I looked up TV stuff, and none of the TV stuff that people were talking about is anything we gave a shit about.
I don't know if I can do like a top 5 necessarily.
Well, give me a top 2, top 3.
Top 3. Okay, Orville's on that list. Because that was amazing. That was one that really kind of, you know, really snuck in there. I was surprised for me on that one. Magicians. I love Magicians. That show was fucking great. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I think there's probably another one, but right now those are really the only ones for me that kind of... I mean, we had Defenders.
Don't care.
And, like... I'll put it as an honorable mention. It was cool. There was good parts to it and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's it for shows for me because like I didn't get to watch a crazy lot of shows and stuff. I've basically been watching like seasons on Netflix and shit.
I count that too.
I mean, I liked Gifted.
Yeah.
From the X-Men show. I felt like that was probably one of the better X-Men shows that's been put out. So I'll put that as my 3. Like, you know.
I would say Orville is definitely in my list too. We both love that one. The Good Place on NBC.
Is that one with the girl?
Kristen Bell and Ted Danson?
Kristen Bell, yeah. I didn't watch that one, but I know you
amazing.
love that one. Yeah.
I couldn't recommend it higher.
Yeah.
And then my 3rd would probably be American Crime Story: People vs. OJ. I don't think it came out I think it came out last year technically, but I watched it this year.
Yeah, you were
and
all
it was
about
fucking
that
amazing.
One, yeah.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
As opposed to the most recent American Horror Story season that I started and still haven't finished, the Roanoke season, which I literally could not get through 2 episodes
because
of.
I loved Hotel.
Yeah, I love fucking
Well, I
Hotel.
loved half
amazing.
of Hotel.
I loved Hotel. I loved all of it.
There was parts of it that weren't as great for me, but the serial killer stuff in there, that was really good.
Wes Bentley's fucking amazing in that season.
Yes, he was.
Do you have a favorite movie of the year?
Oh, favorite movie of the year probably is either going to be Wonder Woman or Justice League. Like for me, I actually just watched Bright
Yeah.
But
I don't think we have time.
I don't want to classify Bright though, because it is a movie, but it wasn't like a wide release movie. But
well, they're considering it like what Netflix's version of a tentpole would be. Like it's their first big budget production that they want to base a series of movies on.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say they did a damn good job. I fucking loved it. Yeah. I would recommend people to watch it if it looks like they're. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to come with like a little asterisk. For all you fucking nerds out there, it's not fucking Shadowrun, okay? Yeah. Like, this is the thing that's been pissing me off the most about people that bitch about it and stuff. They were like, oh, well, I thought it was going to be something more, and I expected this and stuff. And when you finally get down through all the thread, when somebody finally, like, pins them down to what they thought it was going to be, it's Shadowrun. Yeah. Everybody thought it was going to be fucking Shadowrun, which is a game. And here's the thing. I don't know why the fuck they thought it was going to be Shadowrun. Like, I could see in elements of it, but Shadowrun is so futuristic tech, all kinds of crazy shit. Like, this isn't. To me, this is more like, from having watched it and stuff, so this is kind of a little bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear about that, just, kind of go away. It's as if Lord of the Rings or, like, D&D grew to a modern time period.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not fucking Shadowrun at all. So, but I would recommend it. I would suggest people watch it.
I would say it for me was probably my favorite movie.
I can believe that because your love for horror movies and stuff.
Yeah, it was that one. It was the most fun I had watching a movie all year. Yeah. So yeah, it for sure was definitely my number one of the year. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a great year. It's been a year of transformation and a year of like rebuilding and of getting in a place where we want to be.
I got one.
Okay.
Favorite con of the year. Because we do love our cons.
God.
So, what's your favorite con of the year?
It's rough because it usually ends up being Lexington because it's just the biggest one that we do.
Is it? Okay.
Favorite one to set up at?
Just any. Set up, go to, whatever. Just your favorite con that you were at this year. Whether you were there as a spectator or more.
Lexington was wonderful. I had a blast.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed going to space.
Yeah.
And setting up Aaron and Kenny's, Aaron, Sarah, and Kenny's show.
Oh, okay. So for me, top three is, number 3 is Aaron's show. Because that's I fucking love that show.
Favorite
number
show,
2 is going to be Lexington. But for me, number 1 this year was fucking Dragon Con.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Fucking A, I'm going back, and that motherfucker is intense. Because that was just like one of those, like, I haven't been to a con in a couple of years that has literally fucking blown my mind.
Yeah.
And, like, it blew my fucking mind. Just because... And it's not like one of those, like, because it was just so big, or, like, all around, it fucking blew my mind. I have the book. I've never been to a con that had... I showed you page after page after fucking page of just the celebrities there. Yeah. The amount of sheer nerd shit I could buy. The fact that the streets... Like, we thought Lexington was bad.
Yeah.
All of downtown Atlanta was just a fucking sea. I mean, literally a fucking sea of just nerds. Like, it's, to me, the closest thing I could imagine get to like, San Diego.
I can imagine how Dragon Con would be the best because it's just so fucking epic in scope.
Plus, I mean, content-wise, that's a me-con, like, hardcore, because it's literally all fantasy fucking, shit. So I love that. And it was all, like, LARP stuff, too. There was a shit ton of LARPing stuff. Like, next year, I'm going to have to go with, like, 3 suitcases.
Yeah.
So I can buy a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, if this year is any indication, like, all the announcements for Lexington have been amazing. We actually were planning originally to skip it this year.
Yeah.
But then they came out with the list of
and it's not because we didn't want to go to it.
It's just because we wanted to try something different.
Something different. We were going to, go for C2E2?
Yeah, maybe. Which, you never know.
It still might be feasible.
Maybe.
If I save up money, it's feasible. It's just time.
Yeah.
Time is
the thing. It's like getting time off work is rough for this shit.
Yeah.
But, like, after seeing the announcements, like, just what's been announced so far is just fucking...
Yeah. Especially the last couple announcements because, dude, they announced that fucking Amy Jo Johnson's going to be there, and I swear to God, I'll fucking knock out every security guard to get her fucking autograph. Yeah, because the last time she was there, it was that fucking experience thing that was $100, and you had to watch the whole fucking Hearst thing. And I'm like, I just need your autograph. I need to say, hey, I loved you, you know, as a kid, Susie Q. I had a crush on you in your fucking little 50s getup, but goddamn it, sign my fucking morpher, and so I'm done. Like, because when she signs that morpher, I'm literally done. I've had, other than all the living Mighty Morphin Rangers have signed that fucking morpher.
Yeah.
So, I need her to sign that shit. I'm going to be belligerently angry.
I mean, it's a pretty amazing lineup, and I'm ready to do it. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this year as a whole. Like, this was a good year. This is a rebuilding year, but this is a year where I want to advance things.
I'd like to hit things. Like one or two new cons that we haven't hit.
Some I've never been to. I'd love to go to Tricon in West Virginia. That's one of the last couple of years I've wanted.
I mean,
to
that's
go
only
to.
like a 3-hour drive away. So I mean, I'm down to.
I'd love to go to C2E2.
Yeah, C2E2 would be the big one for me. I'm going back to Dragon Con this year. That's happening. So
yeah,
I mean,
I just don't think I can handle it.
I could barely handle it.
Yeah.
So like, I tell most people like, yeah, it's rough, but I'm definitely going to it. So that I'm going back to. But I would like for us, like, as the whole show, to hit like at least one or two new cons.
I would too.
So,
I would too.
You know, we'll see. Maybe
if anybody has any suggestions, that would be super fucking helpful. Actually,
Steel City
is one. Yeah.
You know, or
there's some Indiana shows I'd really love to do.
Yeah. So like, I think Indy, I don't think there's really any new ones in Indy that we haven't done, but like something in like Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Illinois. You know, because Illinois at max is what, like maybe 6-ish hours. Yeah, so I mean that's not terrible.
Love to do a show like in Tennessee or something, like just a place that we haven't been. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to do more shows on the road.
Maybe hit the Wizard World in Cleveland. You know, the one that gets all the good guests.
I don't know. I don't know what my desire to go to Wizard World shows, but maybe I don't know. We'll see. Mm-hmm. I want to. There's a lot I'd like to do. There's a lot I'd like to see. I'm going back to Michigan this year. Like, I will be doing a Michigan show. We will be doing it. Like, I don't know if you're going to get to, but I will be doing one for sure.
I'm sure I'll come out to one.
We didn't do one all year, and I'm sad about it. Like, there's a couple that we could have, but just shit got in the way.
Like, I mean, I had to go to Detroit to see a concert anyways, so... And it's a new year, so I figure I can at least maybe go to Detroit or Michigan at least once. You know, I can wash it off afterwards. You know, it's dirty.
I'll get with John and see if we can do one of John's shows this year. Like, I'd love to do that. Love to see my Michigan people. Love to see Steph. I'd love to see Casey. Even JR too. Like, I'd like to see him if I can. Like, I miss our Michigan friends a lot. Is there anything that we did this year that you particularly liked or feel proud that we did?
I think it was like I loved some of our reviews that we did.
Yeah.
I felt like we kind of went a little bit more with that. I kind of am a little proud that we, some of the issues that we kind of took a stand on.
Yeah.
You know, there was some of those where, because, like, it is kind of a sketchy thing sometimes to, like, take a stand, like a firm stance on something, but I felt like the ones that we did, they needed to be. Yeah. And, I felt pretty good about that. And if people had problems with it, I really didn't care.
If I could single out one show that I would probably say I was the most proud of this year, it's a tough one, but I would have to say the interview we did with Mike after what happened.
Yeah.
With Legacy.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
That meant a lot to us because we were involved a lot in that situation, and it was someone who's close to us and subject matter. It was
because, like, we were there. I'm not going to say from the beginning, but we were
kind of almost.
Not necessarily of Legacy, but like we, as soon as we could get on, we were, and we were all about trying to like help push that along, and then for the things to happen the way they happened.
Yeah,
it was one of those, like, I felt things needed to be said and heard and aired out, and all the stories needed to be kind of done. So.
Yeah, that if anybody wants to go back and listen to that one, which I highly recommend, that one was the April 14th, 2017 show, episode 153. I would highly recommend that show. Like, I'm not usually one to be like, oh, toot on horn or whatever, but we did a fine job in that one. And
we toot our horn about the Godzilla one, which is like our worst show,
most hated show ever.
Most hated show of all time.
Yeah, you can all blow me on that show because it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But no, I'm proud of that show. I'm proud of a lot of things that we did when we talked about taking a stand. I'm proud of that too. Like, I'm proud of the fact that we didn't just stand on the sideline. I'm proud of the fact that we dived back deep into reviewing, which is something I really wanted to do this year.
I really want to. I would like to definitely put this out there for everybody. Is like that's something we definitely really want to get more into this year. So like anybody that has a book or something that they're doing, or a friend that's doing a book or something like that, please, our information's out there.
basementfodder@gmail.com. Send it over.
We would love to check it out. Now, I mean, I'm pretty sure mostly everybody's aware of our system of reviewing, how we do it and stuff like that. If not, feel free to ask us. We will tell you how we review. So, but I would definitely love to review some more indie stuff for people.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot of positive back from it. I was kind of worried because I figured some of the stuff might have been negative, and everybody's been pretty good about that. So I would definitely love to dive more into it.
I wasn't necessarily planning on doing this, but I will quickly say if I could top my favorite indie thing that I read this year or any release from this year, it's David Brown's Plague Doctor is my favorite indie of the year.
Definitely love the Plague Doctor.
I loved it. It spoke to me. It was something that I've read 3 or 4 times at least since I got it. It visually stunning. Favorite ongoing kind of thing of the year. That's tough because indie schedules are very tough when it comes to ongoing.
Yeah.
I give a lot of credit out to. Excuse me, I got a little fart in my throat there. But I give a lot of credit out to Adam Fields' Prowl book. He's produced 3 issues this year,
which I now have all 3.
Yeah, and we were hard on it when we reviewed it, but we were honest, and it still ends up being a good book.
Yeah,
it's a good book, and I do recommend it.
I love a lot of what's in there and stuff.
Yeah,
and I mean Watson's stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always going to love Watson's stuff.
I have a special love for everything that Freestyle does.
Dirk.
And it goes without saying.
Any one of his books that I can put my balls on.
It's important. It is.
It's not. I feel like it's not quite as much loved if my genitalia has been on it. I've established that ownership that way.
There's a list that's too long to go through of all the people, but I just want to say thanks
Maybe we
to
can post one.
I just want to say thanks to everybody who's supported the show this year. Mike, of course, has always been a huge support. Victor's been a huge support. Dirk has always been a big support. Aaron and Sarah and Kenny from Roma have been a big support to the show and getting us out there. Pack Rat Comics has always been.
Jamie
and Teresa are fucking amazing, and they've always been since day one. One of our biggest supporters. I could not ask for more on that. Excuse me. The Digital Nerdage crew, Pat, Michelle, Corey, Shauna, they've all been very supportive. Chrissy,
and we've all been traumatized
by your wiener.
Well, you know what? Guess what they don't do in that chat anymore?
Yeah.
They don't ask.
I don't ask about weenies.
Shauna, I broke Shauna. That bitch got broke. And if you're gonna try and fight back and be like, no, you didn't.
Don't tempt the beast.
You were the loudest one screaming for penis. And you saw the picture. Nothing.
Stephanie and of course Casey. Casey was a huge support. And I think that the way events folded out like that kind of solidified our friendship a lot more, and that I'm very grateful for.
Oh yeah.
It's been a good year, and it's been transformative and important in the history of what we're doing and building and brand building, and I'm really looking forward to 2018.
Mm-hmm. Gonna try our hardest to bring some of the other shows back.
Yeah,
a little bit more full swing.
It's been difficult, but
half swing. Some
we are
hard
trying.
swing.
We are trying for a relaunch of the Todd Files in January if we can.
Yeah.
It's difficult, but we're really gonna try because there's a lot that I want to do that unfortunately time just is the biggest factor. When you and all of our friends and fans they know this when you work a full-time job and you try to do this semi full-time too, it's very difficult.
Especially when your full-time job's third shift,
yeah,
it's a little rough too.
It is. So we'll do our best and we'll keep our promise to you is that every show will try to be as weird, honest, fucked up, fun,
slightly alcoholic,
burping, farting, drunk idiots,
wiener talking, slightly homo, hetero, erotica,
and we're always 100% be champions of the independent comic community, like first and foremost. So that's it. I think is it chilling time?
Yep,
I think it's chilling time. Says I'm gonna go.
I got a nap.
Short nap before work.
Nap before work, motherfuckers.
If you like what you heard this year on the Basement Fodder podcast, you can of course find us at our network home of digitalnerdage.com. You can find us on our website of thebasementofdoom.wordpress.com. You can find us on iTunes, Spreaker.com, the Stitcher app. Any place where you can download wonderful and amazing podcasts, you can find us. You can find us on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Basement Fodder, on a myriad of things on Facebook that I'm not going to go through. But if you want to talk to me, you talk to Todd Dave. If you want to talk to Dave, you talk to Dave, Basement of Doom.
That's right.
And if you have a comic that you want to submit for consideration, it's basementfodder@gmail.com. Yep. So that's going to wrap it up for 2017. As always, from the Nook of Doom.
Sweet, sweet Nook of Doom.
And I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
And until next year, the basement door is closed.
Later, bitches.